Hi, gang. Mark Gilead here for AIM Country Music Television. My guest today is Ash Taylor. She's a California girl and identifies heavily with the Bakersfield sound, the music of Dwight Yoakam, Merle Haggard, and of course, Buck Owens. She loves the twang of a guitar, the fiddles, the steel guitar, and even married a guitar player. Her sound is unmistakably Bakersfield, and she's here today to prove it. Ash is here today to talk about her new Christmas release, Santa Looked a Lot Like Daddy. Let's get her in here right now to talk about what might just be your new favorite Christmas song. Ash, welcome to the program.
Oh, of course. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, we're really happy to have you here. We're excited to hear all about your new Christmas song. But first, let's ease into this with a little bit of an introduction. This will be your first song, hopefully the first of many on the network. So tell us all about yourself, where you came from, how you got here, and, what's in store for us.
Absolutely. Well, my name's Ash Taylor, and I'm originally from Bakersfield, California. So I come from like a very musical farm town. We're the birthplace of Merle Haggard and Buck Owens and, the whole Bakersfield sound. So that's where I grew up. And about 7 years ago, I sold everything that I owned and I jumped on a plane and I moved out here to Nashville, Tennessee. And so I've kind of been out here ever since and have just kind of, been doing music. I'm blessed to be able to do it full time as a living. And just love writing songs. I love performing and playing and just being an artist. It's the greatest job in the world, I think, at least.
Yeah, great to do something that you like that much, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. If you don't love it, then don't do it. That's my, whole motto.
Right, exactly. I think that's a really good philosophy. So your sound, Bakersfield sound is.
I definitely think that's a huge influence on me for sure. California country, the Bakersfield sound, to me, it's just very natural because it's like, well, that's where I grew up. It's what I grew up listening to. And I feel like I just naturally, musically kind of lean towards that way. And I try to make my own, version of it. But for sure, I definitely would say all of my music pays tribute to the Bakersfield sound for sure.
Fantastic. Well, you're here to talk about your new Christmas video, Santa Looked a Lot Like Daddy. This is that classic Buck Owens song. You're pulling it into the 21st century. And I feel like you stayed pretty true to the original, but with just a few flourishes here and there. Give us your take on this before we watch the video.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Well, Buck Owens, of course, wrote this song and he recorded it in 1965. So the song has been around for just a hot minute, but, again, I just kind of grew up listening to it and I had never done a Christmas song before. But when it came time to decide, I was like, man, we have to do Santa Looked a Lot Like Daddy. So we definitely wanted to, pay tribute to Buck Owens and what he did. And so many other people have recorded the song. We kind of went in and, my husband and I, my husband, Chris, is actually my band leader and my lead guitar player. So him and we played all the guitar parts and we put in lots of nods to Buck Owens and Don Rich, but also just kind of tried to make it our own a little bit. And most importantly, have fun with it. I'm super happy with the song and video and just love hearing the great reactions that people have after watching it.
Well, it's fantastic. You definitely did a version here where it sounds like you love the song and it sounds like you're really doing it justice.
Well, thank you so much.
Well, that's awesome. Let's play the video now. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. Let's do it.
Great. You're watching Ash Taylor's video for Santa Looked a Lot Like Daddy on AIM Country Music Television.
Well, Santa looked a lot like Daddy, or Daddy looked a lot like him. It's not the way I had him pictured. Santa was much too thin. He didn't come down the chimney, so Mama must have let him in. Santa looked a lot like Daddy, or Daddy looked a lot like him. They thought that I was fast asleep in. They thought that I was tucked in bed. They never thought I'd come a-peeping, or that I hear what was said. Santa put his arm around Mama, and Mama put her arm around him. So if Santa Claus ain't Daddy, well, I'm gonna tell on them. Santa looked a lot like Daddy, or Daddy looked a lot like him. It's not the way I had him pictured. Santa was much too thin. He didn't come down the chimney, so Mama must have let him in. Santa looked a lot like Daddy, or Daddy looked a lot like him. a lot like him. It's not the way I had him pictured. Santa was much too thin. He didn't come down the chimney, so Mama must have let him in. Santa looked a lot like Daddy, or Daddy looked a lot like him. A lot like him. It's not the way I had him pictured. Santa was much too thin. He didn't come down the chimney, so Mama must have let him in. Santa looked a lot like Daddy, or Daddy looked a lot like him.
Well, that's a great little tune, and you put just enough spin on there to make this version unique.
Thank you so much. Like I say, it was a lot of fun to make the track, and also just to make the record for sure.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Now, tell us where we can buy or listen to all your music, along with where to find you online and any live performances you have coming.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you for asking. So the easiest way to find me is just to head on over to my website, which is ashtaylor.com. And on there, you'll find links to my Spotify and Apple Music. You'll also find links to all of my social media, merch, tour dates. I always joke, basically, I think anything but my blood type is probably on that website. I think we have everything about me on there. But yeah, head on over to ashtaylor.com, and you'll find links to everything there. And we have a lot of really cool new things in the works too for the new year, which I'm really excited about. Lots of shows, lots of traveling, more new music coming out. So be sure to head on over and, stay tuned. We got more coming up.
Yeah, that's it. You'll find places where you can join up for the Bad Ashes, and also you can join her for Ash Wednesday. She's she capitalizing on the name, making sure everybody knows exactly who she is.
Marketing,
That's right. Well done, lady.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming on the show, Ash, and Merry Christmas.
Oh, of course. Thank you so much again for having me. This has been so much fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ash Taylor. So, what do you think? Is Santa Looked a Lot Like Daddy going to be your new favorite Christmas song? This has been Mark Gilliam for AIM Country Music Television. Merry Christmas, and thank you for watching.
Santa was much too thin. He didn't come down the chimney, so Mama must have let him in. Santa looked a lot like Daddy, or Daddy looked a lot like him. They thought that I was fast sleeping. They thought that I was tucked in bed. They never thought I'd come a peeping, or that I'd hear what was said.